One fall, a 10-minute time limit for action right in the ring. 239 pounds. Out of Hollywood, California, there he is, Gorgeous George III. And in his corner, Uptown Karen. The opponent today wrestles out of Lexington, Tennessee at 242 pounds. Dangerous Doug Gilbert. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. Bill Rush is referee. Over to Dave Brown and Lance Russell.
Okay, Corey, Doug Gilbert coming out. Doug, with all of the people knocking him out here, Doug had some things to say about it. Let's take a listen right now as to what Doug Gilbert has to say as we get ready to go with this match between GG3 and Doug Gilbert. Here's Doug.
I guess you think I'm going to stand out here and I'm going to take, and I'm going to take, and I'm going to keep on taking. Well, boy, you stood out here and you said I have no friends. You said I have no family. You talked about something you should have never talked about, you idiot. You talked about my brother. Not only did that rattle me, but it upset my family. So you know what that means for you, boy. It's time for you to pay, and I'm going to be the collection agency.
Dangerous Doug, they call him, so don't take those words lightly when he said he's going to be the collection agent. Gorgeous George complaining about Doug Gilbert pulling the hair. He'll be complaining about something throughout the entire match.
I cannot believe what I just now heard. I hear Doug Gilbert out here on TV for the fourth or the third week in a row, whining and crying. I am totally sick and tired of listening to him. I could care less what his family thinks. I could care less what he thinks, and I could care less what his stupid fans think.
Well, I'll tell you what, you weren't listening very carefully because he wasn't whining and crying. What he was doing was giving you a warning out there. He's not taking any more. He's going to collect a little.
And I'm supposed to be scared of Doug Gilbert?
No, hey, you just do anything that you want to. But when you get around Doug Gilbert, you might look over your shoulder. GG3 back in the ring, facing off with Doug Gilbert.
What a great athlete Gorgeous George is. He's going to beat Doug Gilbert right here. I might not even have to worry about getting my hands on Doug Gilbert. It could end right here on television today.
Boy, that would be a change if you stayed out of a match and didn't get involved in it. Gorgeous George, there's that European uppercut. Wham, and Gilbert right back. Just a plain right hand with a fist double. Yes, he did. But look at that, gouging the eyes. Gorgeous George. Nice one in the midsection.
I used to ride the roads with Doug Gilbert, but I have never seen anyone who is more of a changed man. He has changed for the worse. He cares what these people think. I just cannot believe he has stooped so much.
Maybe he saw the light, Brandon. It might be something you would look around for. Being choked over there on the rope by Gorgeous George III, and Bill Rush backs him up away from Gilbert.
The only lights Doug Gilbert's going to see is when Brian Lee gets through with him. Doug Gilbert will be laying flat on his back, looking up at the lights. That's all the light killed us.
Uptown Karen irritating Doug in the ring. He's got to pay attention because this guy he's wrestling is a tough son of a gun with all of his trappings of spraying the ring and so forth. Oh, beautiful. Takes him down to the mat and hammers that head. Atomic knee reversal as Doug whips him across. Sunset flip. Gorgeous George trying to get him off. Gilbert goes into his tights, pulls the chain out, and rips Gorgeous George. Throws the chain. 1, 2, 3. A winner, Doug Gilbert.
Ooh. Doug Gilbert got Brandon Baxter. Look out, though. Brian Lee and Axel Rotten have now jumped Doug Gilbert. Here comes Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich sends Axel Rotten flying. Goes into the ring. Heads for prime time, Brian Lee. He got him knocked off his feet. And it's Rich standing by Gilbert.
Rotten and Baxter backing away as Tommy Rich says, come on. Two of us standing in here, waiting on you. All you have to do is make your appearance through the rope. And Doug Gilbert not only comes out with a win in the match, but he was victorious after it when Tommy Rich came out and cleaned the house and ran him off.
What did I just hear just a little bit earlier, Lance Russell? Poor old Doug Gilbert don't have any friends. Poor old Doug Gilbert don't have any family. Well, if you look right here beside of me, you see both, you idiots. Tell him, Tommy.
You know, I said a couple of weeks ago, Lance Russell, you made me see a whole new light. My little girls are proud of me now. Good. People in Memphis even hollering, go, Tommy, go. Been a long time since that happened. And you know, you guys come out here and talk about Doug Gilbert and all of his family and this, that, and the other. Well, I remember Tommy Gilbert and Eddie Marlin watching them when I was a kid. So you're talking about family going way back. Doug Gilbert and myself, we go way, way back. And anytime he needs the wildfire, you can bank that the wildfire will be here.
And there's something else, Lance Russell, that you can take to the bank. It's already booked this week, Tommy. We got two big bad boys, and they didn't think I had a friend. Brian Lee, Axel Rotten, look at my friend. What it is, boys, it's hospital elimination. Have you ever went down to the med? Have you ever bled so bad you wish you wasn't alive? Well, this week, boys, anything that you might have saw before is not going to add up to this, because I can guarantee you one thing, Brian Lee or Axel Rotten. You might ought to call the burn unit and get them to come down there, or you might ought to just call the emergency room and make yourself ready for a visit.
With a whole new
We're going to take a walk down the wild side of life's what brother's telling you, so come on down and get some.
I can tell you one thing, with that kind of an attitude, you better look out if you're stepping across from Rich and Gilbert. Time out, back in just a moment.